Hi guys, welcome to the pregnancy vlog. I'm gonna pan this across because look. Hello, I'm pregnant. I'm very excited. Ben and I are both very excited. We decided long before we ever even got pregnant that when the time came, we would be documenting all the important stuff that goes on camera. And up until this point, I've been writing things down to keep the memories and to keep the dates fresh, but I haven't videoed anything. So today I'm sitting down, I'm in the nursery actually, and I'm going to go through the whole timeline from when we got pregnant, even before that, and then all the things that have happened since. I'll talk about what I'm experiencing, I'll talk about things that have happened at appointments and not at appointments, and I will show you some pictures, I'll show you some of the pregnancy tests, and talk about everything that's been going on. Okay, so we've been asked a lot of times about if we had planned on having a baby, and the answer is yes. After we had announced that we were pregnant, so many people had said to us, we weren't even sure that you and Ben wanted kids, because we've been together for almost 15 years, married for 5, and it just hadn't happened. But that's because we're planning. It was a very long process. We had ducks that we wanted to get in a row, and when the time was right, it happened because we planned for it. I was actually really surprised at how many people had an opinion on that, but I guess people have opinions about everything, so I shouldn't be surprised. So the process leading up, I tracked my ovulation with cheapy tests that I got on Amazon. If you're gonna track your ovulation to try to get pregnant, that's really the way to do it. A box of like 50 ovulation tests, I think I paid like $12 maybe. And at first I tracked almost the entire month just to see what my cycles were like, because guys, I'm gonna tell you that until we started this process, I knew very little about what it took to make this happen perfectly. Like, the amount of times that people get pregnant accidentally blows my mind. Like, there's so much science involved, and knowing your body is really important, and I didn't know a lot about cycles, and I didn't know how much they could vary. And after using these tests and figuring it out, I consider myself to be much more educated about it. I read a lot about it and did research. I read articles, I read things on different apps, and I talked to different friends, and I'm just shocked at how much goes into it. And that might sound ignorant, but that's just the truth. And now I feel like I know a lot more about it, and I think Ben knows a lot more about it. I'm just shocked at the amount of people that accidentally get pregnant, because the timing just has to be perfect. So I find that interesting. I have notes I'm gonna be referring to just with dates and stuff on them, because my memory is not the greatest these days. So so from the beginning, I had tracked my cycle, and I ended up taking the very first pregnancy test on October 29th, which is 11 DPO, days past ovulation, and I can see a line. Even to this day, Ben says he's not sure if he can see a line on this test, but I think, because I wanted to see a line, and I could see it, like my mom eyes could see it. And I'm gonna show it to you. You might not be able to see it, but we're gonna try. Okay, so that's on October 29th, and that's 11 days past ovulation. And when I saw the line, Ben was still sleeping. It was like 6 in the morning, and poor guy, I took the test in the bathroom, and I stared at it for a minute, and then just all this excitement flooded, and I ran into the bedroom, and I woke him up, and I was like, Ben, there's a line on this test. I'm pregnant. We're gonna have a baby. And this poor guy was dead asleep. Okay, I scared the crap out of him, and I felt really bad. But he took a minute and composed himself, and he looked at it, and I was kind of like, what? Because he looked at it, and he goes, I don't know, Rach. I don't know. And I got mad because I was like, I see a line. I know it's there. And so anyway, I just lived my day normally that day, and I took another one the next morning, and that one was obviously like darker. And Ben was like, he was still a little skeptical, but he could see it. He said he could see it. So here's 12 days past ovulation, October 30th, 2019. This is the test that morning. And so that was the second day that I knew, I guess first day that Ben really was like, okay, it's definitely positive. And because I'm obsessive about things, I took tests like every day for like a week just to make sure that it was getting darker and stuff. And by Halloween, so I'm looking at it, 13 days past ovulation, October 31st, 2019, Halloween morning, it was darker still. So I'm going to show you that. And then by November 1st, 2019, 14 days after ovulation, it was like the first test where you didn't have to even remotely squint your eyes. Like, it was obviously positive. So here is that test. So backing up a couple of days, I made my first doctor's appointment. I made the appointment on Halloween, October 31st, because I was like, I got a positive test, what do I do? I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. And the lady on the phone was really nice, and they made me wait, guys. They made me wait to come in until November 25th, which was like 7 weeks. Let me look. 7 weeks, 4 days. So I had to wait like another month almost to go into the doctor. And I like prepped myself for this appointment. I was so excited. And then I got there and I was so disappointed because at that first doctor's appointment, they made me do paperwork, insurance stuff, and then they took my blood and I peed in a cup and they were like, okay, great, congrats, have a good day. And I was like, I feel like we're supposed to do other stuff. And then the nurse was really nice and she's like what stuff? And I was like, well, I'm not sure, but does someone want to like look at me, or is there like, can I hear something, or can I see something? And she's like, oh no, that'll all happen at 12 weeks. And I was like, what? And I instantly, and I want to blame the hormones, but I cry a lot just in my normal life because I'm emotional. So I don't think it was the hormones, but I just instantly started to cry. And I felt really bad because this nurse was young and she was so nice, and here I am, I'm just sitting in this chair just bawling because I wanted to see something or hear something so I could go home and like show Ben because he had to work, or I just wanted to see something, you know? And I didn't. I filled out paperwork, they took my blood, and I peed in a cup. Congratulations to me. So that was a little disappointing for me, but I know that that's just the way of it at my OB's office, and they're really great and they know what they're doing and I trust them, and so it was fine. It ended up working out. I got over it. So that was at 7 weeks, 4 days. And then, okay, so I'm going to move on to like the timeline from the beginning to now. So on October 31st, 2019, I made the appointment, and then I had to wait until November 25th, 2019, at 7 weeks, 4 days pregnant, to go in for that paperwork and blood appointment. And then it was positive, not only on my at-home test, but also on like the blood test and the pee test at the office. So I had it like official on like my patient portal for my OB's office. So I was able to like officially be like, okay, it's not in my head. Like the at-home tests weren't a mistake. I'm definitely having a baby. So then at 8 weeks exactly, on Thursday, November 28th, 2019, it was Thanksgiving, and Ben and I went home to New York to visit my mom and JC and my in-laws and my sister-in-law, and we all had Thanksgiving at my in-laws' house, and it killed us because we knew we wanted to tell them all day, but it just, you know, when you make Thanksgiving dinner, you say like, we're gonna eat at noon, but then it takes a little bit longer. And so then every minute after I'm like, oh, I'm dying because I want to tell somebody so badly. And when dinner finally came around, everybody was sitting down. I waited until everybody was sitting, and then I ran out into the back room really quick. I said, wait, I made cute little place cards for everybody and I forgot to put them on the table. I forgot. And I ran to the back room, and then I brought out these little place cards, and I only have mine now because everybody else kept theirs. But these are what they looked like, and I handed them out, and everybody took a second to look. My mom's said Mimi Tracy, and JC says Papa John, and my mother-in-law said Grandma Bonnie, and my father-in-law said Grandpa Ricky, and then my sister-in-law said Aunt Sarah. And there was silence for a second, and then like all of a sudden, like my mom was crying and my mother-in-law was crying, and everybody's really excited, and we're giving hugs. And we really got them. We surprised them. They did not expect it at all. And it was a struggle for me to wait to tell, especially my mom, because I dreamed of the day of telling my mom, but I really feel like I'm happy that we waited and told everybody together, just because, like, what a memory. You know, like everybody, they were all so surprised, and that's exactly what we wanted by doing it that way. So, sorry, Mom. But I'm really glad that everybody got to know, and that they were all happy, and it was just like one of those moments you think about your whole life, and we got to do it, and it was so cool.